Now, with the snippets that I've given you, you now understand where we are as a state. But let me give you the picture of the tertiary institutions. Our first university, the Niger Delta University, and may God bless Chief D.S. Alabisa's soul and his team for starting that university. That was a great idea. At the time they did. Yes. Clap for him, clap for them. Yes. But when you start a university now, the university has to be nurtured for it to grow. Not be so. That place you see has been a cost center, gulping 500 million naira every month. 500. And all for salaries. And I've been shouting to the administrators of that school since 2012. I said, you people have to reorganize that place. Because if you don't, it is not sustainable to keep spending 500 million running one institution every month. I said, look, you people must look inwards. Do something about your salary structure. Investigate all these type of things I'm doing. Because that university, you can't invest, it's a university. They have to do it, not government. They've not been able to do much. Luckily, we now have a management and a university council that has bought our vision. And we called all other tertiary institutions too. College of Education, all of them, and said, look, in this state, you cannot be employing workers in your so-called, in your institutions, and whether you need their services or not, you employ them, then at the end of every month, you pass the bill to government. Which government runs like that? Say, that has to stop. It's not sustainable. You people will destroy that university and our tertiary institutions. So this year, I announced in my budget speech the policy of giving grants. And all the universities, most of them are like that. They run on grants. They call them subventions at times. So NDU subvention is 350 million. One of the highest in the whole country. Schools that are bigger than NDU get 150 subventions, at most 200 million from their governments. Our own, I called them, I said 200, they all came and pleaded. We raised it to 250, they were still pleading. We raised it to 300, they were still pleading. Until they say 350, we can run the place. I said, okay, 350. College of Education is how much, Commissioner? 100 million subvention. I said, no more waste. You people should generate money. People pay fees, Abi? Universities make money. And meanwhile, they make a lot of money. They make plenty money. Over 1.5 billion they generated. With all those loopholes. Now they have managed to block because I forced them to. No fake receipts are printed again. Only one account that everybody pays into. So now add that one to the grant. Then you will be self-sustaining. And you will challenge yourself. No university is sustainable if it does not have an independent source of generating funds. So that is going on. And they had to, all these tertiary institutions, not just NDU, all of them, some of their board, their governing council members are here, and the chairman, they all met with the management. Management was complaining, oh, they didn't carry them along before they did a list. I said, no, that list cancelled. Go and sit, all of you. And they have done all of that. Now, for NDU, you know the challenge they had. Because of the communal divisions in the host community, the host community has been polarized for many years, which is very unfortunate. People took advantage of that division. And because of the high number of the aged people affected, politicians who feel they can use that to gain a foothold, not showing patriotism, that we are doing what they themselves could have done several years back. And that led to a breach of the peace, which was very unfortunate. Your government, as you know, showed a lot of restraint for over 2 weeks. The university community couldn't control its youths, hooligans, cult elements, all kinds of people took advantage. And people went and locked our state university, welded it by force, our state university. And I've made it clear that that university is not the property of the host community. Is that not so? That university is the property of the government of Bayelsa State. I want to thank the well-meaning leaders of the host community. Some of their leaders who are part of the government are here. They did everything to let reason prevail. Do you know that these miscreants were spraying urine and feces on their own leaders, who were talking to them to be reasonable? That this is a state government investment. And by the way, none of them was even an employee of NDU. None. They are not students, they are not workers, they are not people affected by reforms. They just hired people to create trouble. But again, to them and to all I say, the reforms in the state, including the reforms in the NDU, have come to stay. Come to stay. I'm impressed of late by the hard work that the leaders of the community are doing. There's greater collaboration, and I'm supporting their efforts. And in no distant time, there will be harmony, enough harmony within the university for me to make a security judgment with the security people and the university leadership so that our children can go back to school. The university has told me they have not increased any school fees. People went to town saying they have increased school fees. Most of you are paying school fees, Abi? Ask your children well to be sure they are not deceiving people, their parents, to collect more money to spend. There's no increase of school fees. There's none. Now, in this your government, we are the government that has built more facilities, even in the Niger Delta University. If you look at it, it's like a glorified secondary school, and we are not happy about it. Right now, we are building a road that is worth billions, ring road around it. CCC are working as we speak, but these hooligans went to stop them from working. We are awarding a contract. They are almost finishing the Senate building. All these years, NDU never had a Senate building. Can you imagine? So a university will just be there in the name of university. People will be making money. So we are the people investing in that university, not those who are inciting youths. And they told them all kinds of lies. That Governor Dickson has closed down NDU and to move it to Tororua. Can you imagine? Oh, know that the state government has sold Niger Delta University to Dangote? Can you imagine? They were misinforming these poor people in the villages to incite them. But anyway, there are actions I will take, and the true facts and those behind it will be exposed very soon. You need to know that there is normalcy. You need to know that people they now understand, and quite a number of people are remorseful. The only sad thing is that they misled a lot of young people to an avoidable situation. These young men looted the entire university, went and welded it. While they were dancing on the roof, they were looting all the computers and television, everything carted away in the university. So we are looking into all of that. But like I said, I will take some actions that will enable all the members of the public to know exactly what happened, and those who sponsored it will be revealed formally. So I want to limit my briefing to you people on this note. But just to underscore the fact that as you go back, support the reforms. Tell everybody these reforms are not a witch hunt. Any hard-working civil servant going to work and doing their duty has nothing to fear. But those who are milking our state month by month, that made our wage bill at some point to be 6 billion. I talk with governors of states that are bigger and older, and I'm ashamed. But we have managed over the years to bring it down now to about 4 billion. I think with these reforms now, the last report I have is 3.8 something. Now, so we have even come down from 4 billion. So we are making a lot of progress. That will be sustained, but no civil servant who is hardworking, playing by the rules, has anything to fear. If anyone, any exercise undertaken by human beings is not perfect. But we have created committees to look at those complaints. We will adjust once we know that there is a genuine error to accommodate them. So tell them they have nothing to fear. They have nothing to fear. But the right thing must be done in this state. And we are compiling records. After now, whoever is governor, just at the press of a button, you will see all the salary grades and everybody in the state to stop this type of manipulation. So tell them that the public reforms are for good and will go on and should be supported. But there is even a bigger problem in your local governments, all of you. This is brass. This is Ekirimo, Kolga, Nembe, Ogbea, Sagbama, Southern Niger, and Yenagoa. I have some news for you that is not too good. All our councils have collapsed because of 419. Payroll fraud. They find it difficult. They can't even build toilets. They can't build, and they can't carry out any functions of a local government. Some chairmen here. Okay, stand up now. Stand up if you are chairman here. Okay. Well, clap for them. Oh, these people are carrying it's a very difficult thing they are doing. Oh. Is it not true that your councils have all collapsed because of 419? Because of payroll fraud? Please sit down. In my local government has over 100 canopy carriers, I told you. Everybody employing all their relations and friends, unborn children, and everybody, just to collect money. That's why sometimes I say that Bayelsa payrolls are like Nigerian voters register. You have all the everything, weed, stone, fish, everything, collecting salary. We can't continue like this. Can't continue like this. So I have pushed them to a level. They don't have my instruction to sack any genuine, hardworking civil servant. No, nobody has my instruction to do that. Nobody. Don't sack any hardworking, legitimate civil servant going to work, doing their work. No. But those 419 people and canopy carrying people, you have to remove them. You have to remove them. Let the unpatriotic politicians who, instead of supporting this, if you couldn't do something and somebody does what you can't do, you should, whatever you are, you say, no, try. That's the right thing. I know the problem. Instead of doing that, they will. But what they don't know is that the people know us. The people know us. So support your council chairmen. Support them. Because the situation is very bad. Very bad. But I believe at the end of these reforms, it will be different. And part of the benefits of the reform is that we will also employ a lot of young people. There will be a lot of employment. I have already directed the Civil Service Commission and the team to look at the vacancies. In this state, we need all teachers because of the schools we are building. We need more teachers. So a lot of teachers are still going to be employed. Even those who may be affected, if we can train them to be teachers, we don't need to sack. I want to train most of them to be teachers because we need teachers. Yes. We need teachers. I've told them to call for medical personnel. We need doctors and pharmacists and lab technicians. Those are the people we need to employ. We need young engineers. The state civil service has very few engineers. That shouldn't be. So the civil engineers, the electrical engineers, the mechanical engineers, very soon we'll employ all of them. The agric economists, extension specialists, we need to employ all of them. I don't think we even have enough out there the way I want to employ them. So for the young people, get ready. And I'm happy that they are all supporting the reforms. Because a lot of employments are coming. The other one is stability and security. You need to know one fact. When they could not stop us and we defeated them, because they claim they control security. And this is why some of us are talking about the need to restructure this country. Every state must have the capacity to enforce and maintain law and order and stability. Our stability as a state should not depend on what somebody decides to do or not do sitting down in his office in Abuja. That is wrong. Very wrong. Fortunately, even those who were opposed to this are now seeing reason. The federal can have its own instruments of coercion, yes, but some elements of law enforcement capacity has to be devolved to the constituent units of the federation. And I'm pushing that without apologies to anybody. Now, they claim that they control federal security, so when we defeated them, it's okay, he has won. We will go to court to stop him. They went to tribunal, lost. They even moved tribunal from here to Abuja. Right in Abuja, before their noses, we defeated them. They went to Court of Appeal in Abuja. Right in the Court of Appeal, we defeated them. 3 judges over 3. They said, no, Supreme Court. They went to Supreme Court. Of all the 5 judges or 7 of them, all of them, unanimous, we defeated them. They said, okay, let us see how he will rule peacefully. Are you hearing? They said, let us see how he will rule peacefully. We will create trouble. And there was a recession. We were having even challenges paying salaries because the money coming was not enough. And part of the reason the money was not enough was because we were paying their own bonds. And their 419 that they did in government. We are still paying it. But I'm going to clear it before I leave. We are clearing all that bloody baggage before we leave. So they decided, from that time they have been doing all kinds of things to make this place ungovernable. But they know me. They know me and they know all of you. They know that we day here, Gidigba, it has not succeeded. So as you go, watch out for all those propaganda things they do, all those incitements, and tell them what I always tell them. You people bring something from Abuja now. They said it belongs to all of us, not so? Use your federal might. Come and do one road now. Come and do one big bridge. Or give our people oil blocks now. Or even the big federal appointments. Even the ministry itself now, assistant one we get to. Even the ministry is not the full one, no. Now boy one we get. Well, no problem. But tell them not to destabilize the state. We will not allow it happen. As for election, I don't want to talk much. I've said it. We know how to defeat them. So no shaking. When the time comes, very soon we'll start and they will see it. So wherever you are, keep your peace. Keep your peace. At the right time, we will consult. And there's something I always tell people who want to run elections. So you pray to God. Because power comes only from God. Pray to God and consult. If you jump into an election without consulting, something touch you, not blame anybody. Don't say, I work for him. I'm part of restoration government. Look well, look well. Consult well. And pray well. But the important thing is that this family is together. And if we are together, you and all of us will continue to be available to give service. I thank you all very much for the great work that you are doing. I have told the party leaders and the political desk to wind up that other party in Bayelsa. Wind up that party in Bayelsa. Wind them up. And SAPOL people have started that. Yes. Very soon, when we go around, I'll be going around very soon to visit you in your local government areas very soon. And that will be a great opportunity to bring all those who have been worrying me, text messages and calls, who want to come and join PDP again. Sorry, forgive us. I said, look, our politics in PDP here under my leadership, we don't fight people. Come and join. Some of them, a number of them have come. But SAPOL and your political desk and the party, bring all others back. Bring everybody else back. The more the merrier. More the merrier. We don't have any fight, no enemies with anybody. Let them all come and join. Because this is the only group that can win an election in this state. Anybody who is doing corner, tell them to come to this group if they want to win any election. I thank you all for your patience. I thank you all for your work you are doing. And may God continue to bless and guide all of you and guide all of us. May God continue to bless our great and blessed state. May God bless the John nation. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.